All right, so get this. We're going deep today. Deep dive into luxury travel, Swiss style.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
It is. We've got excerpts from a book called Switzerland in Style, plus a ton of other sources. We're trying to figure out what makes Switzerland such a luxury hotspot. But, is it all worth it?
Well, the interesting thing about Switzerland is it's not just for the, stereotypical luxury traveler.
Right, not just the super rich.
Yeah, there's that, of course. But Switzerland also does luxury for the adventurer, the nature lover, even like the eco-conscious traveler.
Yeah, it's not all, like, champagne and caviar.
Well, you can find that too, of course.
Of course. But Switzerland in Style really highlights how they cater to different interests. You can be, like, climbing the Matterhorn one day and then at a fancy spa the next.
Exactly. That's what makes it so unique, that mix of like rugged nature and refined experiences.
So it's not just what you do, but how you do it.
Exactly. They take the classic luxury stuff, personalized service, unique itineraries, exclusive access, and add that Swiss touch.
Okay, I'm sold on the Swiss touch, but let's get specific. The book dives into Zurich, talking about Bahnhofstrasse as a shopper's paradise.
Yes.
But don't all big cities have fancy shopping streets?
Bahnhofstrasse is more than just shops. It's like a historical landmark. It's become a symbol of Swiss luxury and craftsmanship. Imagine walking past these watchmakers, who've been doing this for generations. Then you've got flagship stores from all the big brands, and it's all surrounded by this amazing architecture.
So it's an experience, not just shopping.
Yes. And don't forget the culture and food woven in. You can visit the Swiss National Museum or eat at a Michelin-star restaurant overlooking the river.
Okay, you had me at Michelin-star restaurant. Two iconic Zurich hotels keep coming up, the Burlock and the Dolder Grand. The book loves their service, but what makes them different? Tons of hotels offer great service.
Yeah, but these hotels take it up a notch. Barolac has been around since the 1800s. It's got that old world elegance. Royalty and celebrities have stayed there. The staff is known for knowing what you want before you even do.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So what about the Dolder Grand? Is it just a modern version of that?
Not exactly. The Dolder Grand, it's also historic, but they did this huge renovation. It blends old and new, like their architecture with cutting-edge design. It's up on a hill overlooking the city with an amazing spa and an art collection with Warhol and Dali. It's luxurious, but also really avant-garde.
So two different takes on luxury, but both totally Swiss. I'm sensing a theme here. Let's escape the city Switzerland style calls Lake Geneva the ultimate luxury lakeside experience. They highlight three towns, Montreux, Vevey, and Geneva. What makes each one stand out?
Think of Lake Geneva as a whole spectrum of luxury. Montreux has that timeless elegance, Belle Epoque architecture, the jazz festival. You can picture yourself walking along the promenade, flowers everywhere, the Alps reflected in the lake. It's a place where sipping champagne on a yacht just feels right.
Montreux is all about classic charm. What about Vevey? Just a smaller version.
Vevey's more intimate, for sure. It's got its own vibe. Think Charlie Chaplin. He lived there. It's creative, innovative. There's a waterfront with sculptures and art. And then you've got these luxury hotels like the Hotel de Choix Couronne. You get that Swiss hospitality, but with an artistic twist.
Vevey sounds interesting. And Geneva. That's where the jet setters hang out, right?
It does have that cosmopolitan feel. As a global hub, it attracts a sophisticated crowd. But it's not just about business. Geneva blends history and modern luxury really well. Think the Four Seasons Hotel des Bergues with a rooftop infinity pool overlooking the Jet d'Eau, or the Mandarin Oriental, known for its sleek design and Michelin-starred restaurants.
So three different luxury flavors just on Lake Geneva. But let's be real, it's the lake itself that steals the show, right?
Yeah.
The book talks about yacht charters, seeing the region from the water. What's so special about that?
Just imagine. You're on this yacht, cruising across crystal clear water. The sun is hitting the snowy Alps in the distance. You pass vineyards, cute villages, castles. It's not just about the yacht, it's the perspective. You're seeing the beauty from a whole new angle, really taking it all in.
Speaking of taking it all in, the Lavaux Vineyards. The book mentions they're a UNESCO World Heritage Site of amazing wines. But we can find vineyards anywhere. What's special about these, especially for a luxury traveler?
The Lavaux vineyards show that Swiss dedication to detail, to artistry. These vineyards, carved into the hills above the lake, have been making wine for centuries. It's not just about tasting wine, it's about experiencing tradition. Imagine a private tour, walking through the vineyards, learning about what makes the wines unique, and then of course you get to taste them with a view of the lake. It's an experience for all your senses.
So Switzerland clearly knows luxury. But with all this bespoke stuff, does it ever feel, I don't know, stuffy? Like you have to be a certain type of person?
That's a good question, and it's one I've thought about myself. But what's cool about Switzerland is that there isn't just one luxury type. You've got the old school elegance, like at Lac, but then you've got the modern design of the Dolder Grand. You can eat at Michelin-star places or have an amazing meal at a family-run chalet. It's about finding your own version of luxury within that Swiss quality.
I like that. Flexible luxury.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm ready for some mountain vibes. Let's head to St. Moritz and Gstaad, Switzerland in style. Calls them the ultimate alpine glamour spots. What makes them different from your average ski town?
St. Moritz is where luxury meets the slopes. Imagine waking up in a private chalet surrounded by snow-capped peaks. The air is crisp, you step out onto your balcony and it's like a postcard. And we're not talking about just any chalet. Private ski lifts, gourmet chefs, service that anticipates your every need.
So St. Moritz is an exclusive retreat.
Yeah.
What about Gstaad? Just a smaller, less flashy St. Moritz.
Gstaad has its own personality. It's known for its luxury chalets and the skiing, but it's also got a really lively après-ski scene. Imagine being in this chic bar after a day on the slopes, view of the twinkling village lights, surrounded by celebrities. Its alpine charm meets cosmopolitan glamour.
St. Moritz is for solitude, Gstaad is for being seen. Interesting, I'm ready to trade my city shoes for hiking boots. Let's go to the Jungfrau region. Switzerland in style calls it a nature lover's paradise. What kind of luxury awaits us there?
Think about those dramatic alpine views, waterfalls, those classic Swiss chalets built right into the mountains. Interlaken is nestled between two lakes surrounded by peaks. It's visually stunning.
Why?
And the luxury here is all about experiencing that nature in comfort and style.
So we're not roughing it in this paradise.
No way. We're talking five-star hotels like the Grand Hotel Victoria Jungfrau Interlaken. It's historic, amazing views of the Jungfrau Massif or the Hotel Bellevue Palace in Grindelwald modern design, incredible views of the Eiger. And then the experiences, private helicopter tours that land on glaciers, scenic train rides, even paragliding.
Wait, paragliding? That sounds more like an adrenaline rush than luxury.
That's what's so cool about Switzerland. They blend adventure and luxury so well. Imagine soaring above the peaks, the wind in your hair, those views. It's a thrill, but you know you're landing at a luxury chalet with champagne waiting.
Okay, you've convinced me Switzerland does adventure in style. But let's not forget the Matterhorn, Switzerland in style, says Zermatt is the place to be for a luxury Matterhorn experience. What's so special about it?
The Matterhorn is more than just a mountain. It's like a symbol of Switzerland's Zermatt. With its car-free streets and that charming village atmosphere, is the perfect place to experience it. Imagine waking up in a hotel room and seeing the Matterhorn right there. Like at the Grand Hotels or Matterhof, it's all about history and elegance. Or the Chedi Endermatt, which is more modern, focused on design, but still with those incredible views.
The hotels have the Matterhorn covered. What about the actual experiences? Is
Yeah.
it just hiking and skiing, or does Zermatt have some unique luxury up its sleeve?
Oh, Zermatt has plenty up its sleeves. Imagine taking a private cable car up to the Matterhorn Glacier Paradise. It's the highest cable car station in Europe. You step out onto the viewing platform and you're surrounded by alpine peaks. Or picture yourself having dinner at restaurant Jungfrauhof, a world-famous restaurant gourmet meal with those views. It's about taking those mountain experiences and adding a touch of luxury and exclusivity.
Okay, Zermatt is officially on my list. But with all this private cable car stuff, does Zermatt cater to people who want a more down-to-earth, active experience? Not everyone wants to be whisked to the top.
You're right. And Zermatt does that well. They have these amazing hiking trails all through those incredible landscapes. It's a more immersive way to experience the beauty. And even the hikes can be luxurious. Think about curated itineraries. Your luggage gets transferred between charming mountain huts. You have gourmet picnics with local food, all while enjoying the views. You can even have private guides who tailor the experience to you.
Wow, so even the hiking trails get the luxury treatment. I see why Zermatt is so popular. But let's shift gears. Switzerland in Style describes Lucerne as a place where lake serenity meets mountain splendor. What's the luxury vibe there?
Lucerne is about embracing that tranquility of the lake and the majesty of the mountains. Think charming waterfront walks, colorful buildings, flower-covered bridges, and that view of Mount Pilatus reflected in the lake. You can be strolling through a medieval old town 1 minute and surrounded by mountains the next.
Sounds idyllic, but what about the luxury? What sets Lucerne apart?
Lucerne has a more understated elegance. It's not as flashy as some of the other places. Think about hotels like the Palace Lucerne, a historic gem with that classic Swiss style. Or the Park Hotel Witznau, right on the lake, known for its modern design and views. The experiences here are about savoring the beauty. Imagine a private boat cruise on the lake, exploring hidden spots, visiting villages, or just enjoying the sunset with a glass of wine.
So it's more relaxed, refined luxury. You mentioned Mount Polias earlier. Does Lucerne offer anything more adventurous for those who want to get their heart rate up?
Of course. Lucerne is a gateway to the Alps, perfect for hiking, biking, even paragliding. You can take a cogwheel train up Mount Caladas for amazing views, explore Mount Rigi, or take a cable car up Mount Titlis.
You can have peace and adventure all in one place. Lucerne has sounded pretty good. Now let's head to Basel, Switzerland in style. Calls it a hub of art, culture, and sophistication. What's the luxury scene like there?
Basel is a city that blends history and a modern vibe. Think cobblestone streets, medieval buildings, amazing museums with everything from ancient artifacts to contemporary art. And the food scene is incredible. You can walk through historic squares, discover hidden art galleries, and then have a Michelin-starred meal, all without going too far.
Culture and cuisine? Check. What about accommodations?
Mm.
Grand hotels, modern designs, or something else?
Basel has a mix. You have iconic places like the Grand Hotel Le Trois from the 1600s with elegant rooms and amazing food. And then you have more modern options like the Hotel Basel, known for its minimalist design and rooftop terrace with views of the city.
Old world charm or modern chic? Basel has it all. What about the art scene? The book mentions Art Basel. Is that really a luxury experience or just a big art fair?
Art Basel is more than just an art fair. It's a global event. Artists, collectors, everyone who loves art. It turns Basel into this hub of creativity. Imagine going to exclusive VIP events, getting behind-the-scenes access to galleries, meeting the artists. It's a totally immersive art experience.
I'm seeing a pattern here. Switzerland takes traditional luxury and adds that Swiss precision and sophistication. But for our last stop, we're heading to Ticino, Switzerland in style. Calls it Switzerland's Mediterranean escape. What makes it unique, especially for luxury travel?
Ticino is where the Alps meet the Italian lakes. It's this blend of cultures and landscapes, palm trees, colorful flowers, those views of Lake Lugano and Lake Maggiore with the Alps in the background. You can have a relaxed lunch in a sunny piazza, sip espresso, and explore villages that feel more Italian than Swiss.
It's got that Italian charm, but what about the luxury? What sets Ticino apart from other lake destinations?
Ticino is known for its exclusive villas. Many right on the lake, Lake Lugano or Lake Maggiore privacy, stunning views, and of course, luxury amenities. Imagine waking up in a villa with your own pool, overlooking the lake, breakfast on your terrace as the sun rises over the mountains. Then you can explore. Take a boat trip to the Bersago Islands with their amazing gardens, or visit the town of Locarno.
Villas, lakes, Italian vibes. What about the food? Does Ticino deliver?
Absolutely. The food in Ticino is a mix of Swiss and Italian fresh, local ingredients. Imagine pasta with wild mushrooms and truffle oil, a glass of local Merlot, all while enjoying the view from a restaurant overlooking the lake. It's a culinary experience that captures that unique Ticino blend.
Okay, I'm convinced Ticino sounds amazing. But does it offer anything for people who want to be more active? To experience the beauty in a different way?
For sure, Ticino has hiking trails through valleys and mountains, breathtaking views, and a chance to connect with nature. If you want something more relaxed, there are lakeside promenades, perfect for walking or biking. You can even take a cable car up Mount San Salvatore for a panoramic view of Lugano.
Relaxation or adventure? Ticino has it all. But now let's talk about sustainability. Switzerland in style briefly mentions eco-luxury travel, but I think it deserves more attention. What exactly does sustainable luxury look like in Switzerland?
It's about enjoying the beauty and the luxury, but doing it in a way that minimizes your impact on the environment, finding a balance between indulging and being responsible.
Sounds good in theory, but how does it work in practice? What are some examples?
While many hotels and resorts are doing things like using renewable energy, reducing water consumption, sourcing their food locally.
So it's about being aware of the resources they're using and the impact they have.
Exactly. And it's not just hotels. Transportation is changing too. Electric cars and trains are becoming more common.
That makes sense, especially in Switzerland, with their great public transport.
Right. And then there's this growing trend of slow tourism. It encourages travelers to slow down, really connect with nature, and experience the local culture.
So it's a more mindful, conscious way to travel.
Exactly. And Switzerland's doing a great job with this. They're giving travelers a way to experience luxury that matches their values.
This is fascinating. I
Yeah,
want to hear more about these eco-luxury resorts and experiences, but I think we'll save that for part 2 of our deep dive.
sounds good. And in the meantime, maybe our listeners can think about how this idea of sustainable luxury changes how we think about luxury. It's not just about extravagance anymore. It's also about protecting the places we visit for ourselves and for the future.
That's a great thought. And it's the perfect lead-in to our next segment, where we'll look at some specific examples of eco-luxury experiences in Switzerland. Stay tuned.
So we're back to eco-luxury, where sustainability meets, all the good stuff.
Yeah, you were saying how Switzerland is really leading this whole movement.
They are, and we talked about hotels going green, but like, what does that actually look like in real life?
Right. Are we talking solar panels on chalets, bamboo toothbrushes?
It's way more than just those little things. A lot of Swiss hotels are really serious about minimizing their impact. Like, check out the Schuken Grand Hotel in Arosa. They built their spa right into the mountain using natural materials and geothermal energy. It's amazing. It's like architecture that blends right into the landscape.
Wow. Building in harmony with nature.
Oh,
I like it.
yeah.
But what about the guest experience? Does eco-luxury mean giving up comfort or those luxury amenities?
Not at all. Actually, a lot of these eco-luxury places offer even more unique experiences. Like there's the White Pod Eco-Luxury Hotel. They have these dome-shaped pods, nestled in the Alps, panoramic views, fireplaces, access to hiking trails, and it's all designed to be really low impact.
Okay, so you trade a regular hotel room for a futuristic pod with amazing views. I'm in. But what about people who want a more traditional Swiss experience? Is there an eco-luxury option for that?
Absolutely. Take the Gardaval. It's this restored 17th century village in the Engadine Valley. So you get that authentic Swiss vibe, but with a sustainable twist. They renovated everything using local materials, and they use renewable energy.
Stepping back in time, but with eco-friendly updates. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, but remember those Matterhorn views we talked about?
Yeah.
And the high-altitude dining? Any eco-luxury options that combine those? I'm picturing like a solar-powered cable car taking me up to a meal made with all local ingredients.
You're pretty close, actually. The Kulm Hotel St. Moritz has this zero-waste dining experience at their gourmet restaurant. They work with local farmers to make a menu that cuts down on waste and showcases regional ingredients. They even compost all their food scraps to use in their gardens.
Wow, even at that level of luxury, they're thinking about sustainability. But what about those bespoke experiences we were talking about? Are there any eco-luxury options for people who want adventure, something really unique?
Of course. Switzerland is an outdoor lover's dream, and there are so many eco-friendly adventures to be had. Hiking or biking through alpine meadows, kayaking on pristine lakes, even exploring glaciers with a guide.
Okay, that sounds incredible. But those are things you can do in lots of places. What makes the Swiss eco-luxury experience different?
It's everything together. The nature, the Swiss commitment to quality, and that whole sustainability mindset. Like, there's the Swiss Path. It's a 35-kilometer hiking trail around Lake Lucerne. You go through forests, meadows, villages, and along the way, there are these interactive exhibits about Switzerland. It's history, culture, commitment to the environment. It's a really cool way to experience the beauty of the country and learn at the same time.
So it's not just about the physical activity, it's about connecting with the culture and the environment too. I love that. But let's switch gears again to something a bit more relaxing, like those spa experiences. How does sustainability fit into that world?
Wellness and sustainability go together really well. A lot of Swiss spas use natural and organic products. They're careful about water and energy use. And some even use local herbs and plants in their treatments.
So you're taking care of yourself and the planet.
Exactly. And it makes the experience feel more authentic, more connected. The 7132 Hotel in Vals, for example, they have this spa designed by this famous architect, Peter Zumthor. It's built around a thermal spring. They use local quartzite, and the treatments are all inspired by the thermal waters.
It sounds like they've created this space that's both luxurious and really connected to nature. But let's be real, spa treatments can get expensive. Is there a way to experience that without spending a fortune?
There are definitely more affordable options. Lots of smaller spas offer great treatments using natural products. And you can even do some DIY stuff like make your own herbal baths or face masks using things you have at home.
That's a great tip. So you don't have to break the bank to have a wellness experience. But back to the eco-luxury resorts. Are there any that are, like, really innovative in how they approach sustainability?
The Valsana Hotel and Apartments in Arosa are pretty impressive. They're completely carbon neutral, they run on renewable energy, and they do all sorts of things to be sustainable. They even give guests the option to offset the carbon footprint from their travel to the hotel.
Wow, that's going above and beyond. They're not just minimizing their impact, they're trying to make a positive difference. But what about Lucerne? We talked about that mix of lake and mountains. Are there any eco-luxury experiences there that stand out?
The Bergenstock Resort, it's up above Lake Lucerne, is a perfect example. They're all about sustainability, from renewable energy to local food. And they have all sorts of eco-friendly activities like hiking, biking, even forest bathing, where you just immerse yourself in the forest.
So they're helping people reconnect with nature in a really mindful way. I love it. Okay, let's move on to Basel. We talked about it being all about art and culture.
Yeah.
How does sustainable luxury fit into that kind of urban environment?
Basel is actually a leader in sustainable city planning. They've done a lot to reduce their impact, like promoting public transport and creating green spaces. And that commitment to sustainability carries over to their luxury offerings.
Okay, I'm curious. What does sustainable luxury look like in a city like Basel?
The Gaia Hotel is a good example. It's a really cool, design-focused hotel that uses sustainable materials and practices. They have a rooftop garden where they grow food for their restaurant, and they offer bikes for guests to explore the city.
So they're finding ways to be green even in the middle of the city. But what about the cultural stuff that Basel is known for? Are there eco-luxury options that combine art and culture with sustainability?
Absolutely. Lots of museums and cultural places in Basel are going green, like using energy-efficient lighting and cutting down on waste. There are even some art galleries that focus on eco-conscious art and design.
Wow, so sustainable luxury is everywhere in Basel. And what about Ticino, that Mediterranean escape we were talking about? Any unique eco-luxury experiences there?
Ticino has those amazing lakes and mountains, and there are so many ways to experience them sustainably. Imagine hiking through chestnut forests, kayaking on Lake Maggiore, exploring the vineyards and olive groves.
Sounds so peaceful. But
Yeah.
what about places to stay? Any eco-luxury standouts in Ticino?
The Castello del Sole is amazing. It's an old castle that they turned into a luxury resort, but they're really focused on sustainability. They have an organic farm where they grow a lot of the food for their restaurants, and they use renewable energy.
So it's like the best of both worlds, luxury and a commitment to the environment. I love it. But before we finish up this part, do you think this whole eco-luxury thing is just a trend, or is it here to stay?
I think it's more than a trend. It's about people becoming more aware of the environment and wanting to make better choices. I think it's going to be a big part of the future of travel. People want experiences that match their values, and they're willing to pay for it.
That makes sense. It seems like sustainable luxury isn't just about doing good, it's about having a better travel experience, connecting with nature, experiencing local cultures, and being mindful of our impact.
Exactly. And Switzerland is showing everyone what that can look like with their amazing landscapes, their innovative spirit, and their dedication to sustainability.
Well said. I think it's time to shift gears. Let's talk about those luxurious Matterhorn accommodations we mentioned earlier. We'll explore the hotels that have those incredible views and all those little touches that make a stay in Zermatt so special. Okay, so we're back. We've covered a lot of ground, right? From Zurich and Basel to Lake Geneva and Lucerne. We've even been up in the Alps, searching for those eco-luxury adventures.
We've seen how Switzerland does luxury differently, combining amazing service and those breathtaking landscapes with a real commitment to sustainability. It's been pretty eye-opening, don't you think?
Totally. I'm starting to think Switzerland has the market cornered on those picture-perfect moments with a conscience. But before we wrap up this whole deep dive, I'm curious, what's been the most surprising thing for you during all this?
It's not just one thing, but more of a recurring theme that's really stuck with me. The way Switzerland approaches luxury, it's so multifaceted. It's not just about being extravagant or exclusive. It's about elevating every experience, whether it's a simple hike or a fancy meal, with that Swiss attention to detail and quality. And that sustainability aspect, that's always there too.
It's like they've woven luxury into everything they do.
Mm.
It's not just something you buy, it's something you experience. But this whole deep dive has also got me thinking,
Oh,
what about, well, with all this talk about eco-luxury and being sustainable, it makes you wonder, can we really have true luxury while also being aware of our impact on the planet? Is it possible to indulge without, leaving a mark?
that's the big question in travel right now, and it's one that Switzerland is tackling head on. They're not ignoring it. They're showing us that you don't have to choose between luxury and the environment. Actually, by being sustainable, they're making the travel experience even better. You connect more deeply with nature and you help preserve these beautiful places for the future.
It's like they're saying, come experience luxury, but be a part of something bigger, something that matters. And that, to me, that's the real luxury.
I couldn't agree more. It's about understanding that true luxury isn't just about you. It's about contributing to something positive. It's about leaving a good impact, not just a footprint.
So for our listeners who are planning their next trip, what's the one thing you want them to remember about Switzerland and its take on luxury?
I'd say think outside the box. Don't just think about chocolate, cheese, and mountains. Think about a place where luxury is something different, something more, where sustainability is built into everything, and where you can figure out what luxury means to you.
That's a great way to put it. Well, folks, that's a wrap. We've come to the end of our deep dive into luxury travel in Switzerland. Hopefully, we've inspired you to check out this incredible country for yourself and see how it can change how you think about luxury.
And maybe you'll take a little bit of that Swiss spirit with you wherever your travels may lead.
Until next time, safe travels.